Hi students, Vakas here from HTC, and today we will do writing task 1 by writing a report. And we have started preparing essays and reports from book 8, as you know already, and we will write task 1 and 2 academic and general, both starting from test 1. Okay, and 1 week before I uploaded a video for writing task 2, which was about an essay, and I will continue to provide you with the writing material so that you can practice on your own, grab the ideas behind writing IELTS task either 1 or 2. I will upload each report task 1 by 1. That is going to tell you how to plan numbers of paragraphs within a report, and you can also find an answer report with each lecture. Okay, first of all, we will discuss how many paragraphs we can and we need to have in writing a report. And secondly, we will see at least 4 diagrams today, and we will discuss the numbers of paragraphs each report should have. This discussion will be very general in nature. Of course, there are many more types of diagrams in forms of line graphs, bar charts, pie charts, flow charts, process diagram, maps comparisons, multi-charts, and altogether, etc. I mean, lots of stuff we have in the reporting section. But in this lecture, I will just discuss with you only 4 diagrams. Those will be different in nature, okay? Different from each other. So it is only because to discuss how to describe the numbers of paragraphs in each of these 4. Okay, on the other hand, for the rest of the writing task 1 formats, which I mentioned just earlier, we will practically prepare a report 1 by 1. Okay, so hopefully you will encourage my efforts by subscribing to my channel and liking my videos. Thank you very much for that. And I will present 1 report for a diagram of 2 different maps today. Okay, so that will include how to structure number of paragraphs and then how to write those paragraphs. Let's begin with the number of paragraphs within a report. So you can see on your screen, I'm gonna read this aloud. Mostly we have a structure of 4 paragraphs in each report. In certain cases, it can have less than 4 paragraphs as well, but not less than 3 of them. We can't have less than 3 paragraphs. Okay, so mostly we have 4 paragraphs, but sometimes in the flow diagram, in the map, I mean specific reports, we are going to have at least 3 paragraphs. Okay, so we will see 1 by 1. Okay, today I have included 1 report where we are comparing 2 maps, so hopefully you're gonna see how we are going to have 3 paragraphs report. Okay, so you're gonna see that the first paragraph is gonna be introduction paragraph, and we just paraphrase the question statement in our own words. That's all about your introduction paragraph. You're gonna write the introduction paragraph, and next we have overview paragraph. Okay, so overview paragraph, first of all, let me tell you, it is inevitable to provide an overview paragraph in order to secure a good band. Okay, let me read that now. Start the paragraph with word overall. Okay, preferably you always begin your overview paragraph with overall word. Okay, and you need to mention high or low values. Those are given in the diagrams, and provide a general overview of diagram. For example, mention the stages in given flow diagram. If you are writing a report on flow diagram, then you can mention the number of stages you have in that diagram. Also, you can mention the first stage through to the last stage if you have been given a process diagram in case. But be precise to write overview paragraph. It should not be very long enough. Do not go to the extent to describe the whole over here. So for that we have body paragraphs, right? Never mention numbers like percentages, values in the overview paragraph. Okay, very important. Okay, just a general overview. You need to give a general overview of the diagram. Now let's see the body paragraph 1. How we are going to have body paragraph 1. The statement given in body paragraph is quite descriptive, okay, so you can understand while I read it. Okay, so it says we are going to find two distinct parameters or values, and then we can describe any of them either in body paragraph 1 or body paragraph 2. Do mention the numbers in percentages or ratios, but related to the matter you are describing. For example, if a bar chart with percentages and a table with numbers are given, then in case of describing bar chart in body paragraph 1, always use percentages and vice versa. Okay, just mention the percentages if you are describing bar chart in your body paragraph 1, and if you are describing table in your body paragraph 2 or body paragraph 1, whichever body paragraph you are describing the table, you need to mention the numbers or the values from the table only, right? Body paragraph 2 also contains the same statement. Okay, as I mentioned you that we will practically prepare the reports, so hopefully you won't be worried anymore. Okay, just practice and keep on writing. Now let's see the 4 different diagrams in each of them. Okay, we will see how many paragraphs we may need, but before going to the diagrams, let me give you another point, a very important point. Never write a conclusion paragraph in reports. Okay, never ever write a conclusion paragraph. That is supposed to be in your writing task 2 essays. I mean, conclusion paragraph should be available in the essays, okay, in the writing task 2 of IELTS. Okay, so now let me take you to the 4 different diagrams. Okay, and as I told you, like, we are only going to discuss how many paragraphs we may need in each of the diagram. On the left hand side in the diagram, we have couple of maps to compare before and after a certain period of time. Okay, we can see, I mean, clearly lots of constructions afterwards on the island. We will discuss in detail in a large format in a while. Okay, and I will share with you the answer report of this diagram. Okay, as I told you earlier that I'm going to present one report from the maps comparison. So this is the diagram for which I'm going to give you a report. Okay, on the right side we have 6 pie charts. 3 of them are on the top, whereas 3 are at the bottom, as you can see. It is just one of the many kinds of diagrams we can have in our report writing. Okay, just in a while, in a larger format, we will discuss in general how many number of paragraphs that could be in this type of report. Okay, in this type of diagrams. Okay, and in the third diagram on the left side, we have 2 bar charts, and which are going to be compared, and we will also see this in detail when we see it in a larger format, right? The 4th one is on the right side. This is the process diagram in which a natural way of producing electricity is explained, and the fact is that nature provides us geothermal zone, also called hot rocks underneath the ground. Okay, we just induct the water, and that is naturally converted into steam, which ultimately pass through the turbine to produce electricity. This is the whole process. Maybe this is one of my favorite topics, so that's why I talk a bit more to describe the process. Okay, we will see how many paragraphs needed here as well. Okay, so these are the 4 diagrams which I mentioned you that we are going to discuss in general how many paragraphs we are going to have in each of these diagrams. Just to repeat myself, we have many other types of multi-charts, flow diagrams, process diagrams, etc. These are just a few of them, okay, which I have just discussed with you. Now just see one by one how many paragraphs we need to produce for each of these diagrams. So number 1 is going to be the map comparison. You can see the first diagram, there are a couple of maps of an island. One on the top is before construction of various accommodations. You can see accommodations down there. Okay, accommodations, so reception area and restaurants. So I mean, the one on the top is before having these kind of constructions. Okay, and the one that is given below belongs to a period when the construction of various structures has been performed. Okay, so in this type of map comparison, we need to construct a report with 3 paragraphs, right? Let me show you a glimpse of this report so that you can get to know how to attempt these kinds of reports. Okay, so here you are. This is the question statement. You can see writing task 1. We should spend about 20 minutes on this task, and the question is, the 2 maps below show an island before and after the construction of some tourist facilities. Sometimes the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparison where relevant. Write at least 150 words. So you can see the first paragraph is going to be the introduction paragraph. Okay, let me read that. There have been 2 maps displayed in the report. The former illustrates an island containing merely a few palm trees, whereas the latter depicts that several structures have been constructed after a certain period. So it is the introduction paragraph. As I told you, we just need to paraphrase the question statement. Okay, so here you can see the question statement, because you can observe that this is merely a paraphrasing of this question statement. Okay, just don't use the words those are given in the question statement. Okay, never repeat those words. Always prefer to use synonyms. Okay, you need to make a list of words with their synonyms. Okay, this is a mandatory part. Okay, mandatory, inevitable. Trust me, for all of the IELTS students should make a diary or whatever. They need to make a list of words with their synonyms. Okay, and mostly those words which are used in these question statements, in these reports. Okay, so you can see this is clearly a paraphrasing. Okay, I just paraphrase this question statement in my own words. Okay, rather than they would use the word show, I use the word displayed at one point, and on the second I use depicts. Okay, so you can see I'm just using the synonyms. Okay, next one is the overview paragraph. Let me read that paragraph for you. Overall, the island will have lots of structures, including accommodations, reception areas, restaurant, pier-based dock, and swimming zone, etc., along with the infrastructure, whereas before the construction of these establishments, there were a short number of palm trees only. So see, I just gave a general overview of the 2 maps. Okay, and a point to note over here, I never used any word out of this diagram. Okay, all of the words given in this diagram, like pier, accommodation, swimming, you can see all of the words are available in the map, in the diagram. Footpaths, infrastructure, I will use them in detail in the body paragraph. So in the overview paragraph, I just gave an overview. So the overview was all about what was before construction and what it will be like after a certain period of time. Now let's move to the body paragraph. Okay, we only have one body paragraph in this report, so let's move on to the body paragraph. Now let me read the third and final paragraph. A pier is built to carry tourists through boats. This area is connected to a reception building that can be accessed utilizing vehicle tracks. Moreover, these tracks cover the whole reception area. At the back of the reception, there is a restaurant where tourists can reach through the medium of vehicles. On both sides of the reception, we can find several accommodations which are linked through footpaths. The most interesting part is a new swimming area is also built along with the beach area, which can be approached with the help of a walkway. Synonyms, synonyms, synonyms. You have seen lots of synonyms in this report writing. Please take a note. I have used a number of synonyms over here, okay, which you must follow. In these kind of reports, you need not to repeat words, okay, when you're gonna like compromise on your band, okay. For example, for construction I have used build, okay, and likewise we use display, illustrate, depicts, okay, and we also use structure, establishments, infrastructure, and building. So these are all like synonyms to each other, okay. So I would advise to always make a list of synonyms of the words which you read in a report, and they are going to be used more than one times or two. Hopefully you have made a note of this, okay. This is very important. In the next diagram, we need to prepare a report straight away with 4 paragraphs. I will explain you how. So you can see we are given 6 pie charts, and that show water consumption in percentages in 6 different areas of the world, right? And also you can note the water consumption is measured for 3 different areas, okay. For light gray area, it shows water consumption for industrial use. Dark gray area, it shows water consumption for industrial use, and dark gray area shows water consumption for domestic use, whereas the one with slanted lines displays the water consumption for agricultural use, right? All are measured in percentages, as you can see. Coming towards the main point, if you give it a thought, interestingly you have couple of distinct parameters here, okay, which you can choose to describe either in body paragraph 1 or 2, okay. Let me explain you. You can describe top 3 pie charts in body paragraph 1, whereas in the second body paragraph, pie charts on the bottom can be explained, okay. So I mean, this is one of the distinct parameters. You can opt to write top 3 pie charts to be described in body paragraph 1, and 3 pie charts on the bottom should be explained in the body paragraph 2, okay. But there are another distinct parameters as well. Okay, let's discuss that. And the previous one is going to be an option number 1, okay, whereas the option number 2 will be on the basis of water consumption in industrial and agricultural areas, okay. As you can see, water consumption towards agricultural area can be considered one segment, which we can explain in body paragraph 1. But remember, we have 4 pie charts that shows major consumption in agricultural area, right? So we need to consider it accordingly. If you can see, I mean, the 3 pie charts at the bottom, they show the major consumption of water in the agricultural area, and a middle pie chart in the top 3. The middle one also shows like the majority of the water consumption is in agricultural sector. So these are 4 pie charts, so we need to consider this while writing details about this parameter in the body paragraph 1. We need to consider it accordingly. On the other hand, there are 2 other areas of water consumptions, okay. Those are industrial region and domestic region. So these 2 can be discussed in body paragraph 2, okay. Choice is yours. So I mean, we can have like different options, okay, as I explained you. If you want me to provide a sample answer for this report or any other report, please mention it in the description. I will do it for you, okay. So overall, we are going to have 4 paragraphs in this report, okay. The first one, of course, is going to be the introduction paragraph, that is to paraphrase the question statement, and the second paragraph will be an overall paragraph where we need to mention the high levels and low levels of water consumption with the region specifically, okay. For example, over here, the highest consumption of water in agriculture is in Central Asia, after Africa, Southeast Asia, and South America, whereas the consumption in industrial area is more in Europe than North America, etc. Others are negligible, okay. So you can like write a general overview this way, okay. Please don't mention the amount of percentages in overall paragraph, okay. I'm repeating myself, okay. Our next diagram is 2 bar charts, okay. There are 2 bar charts given. The one on the top displays homework hours spent by public of various countries, right? So you can see Italy is taking the lead, okay, in this chart, and that means mostly the people of Italy spend their most of their times on doing homework, okay, and Finland to be the one who spends less time doing their homeworks. So these are the 2 points, okay. And the bar chart given down below, you can see exhibits a highest score in science according to international standards, right? So let's do some practical. If Italy, after spending the highest number of hours in homework, is it still be able to get good grades or scores in science according to the bar chart given below, or they are not? Let's see. I guess we don't see Italy in the below given bar chart. So I think Italy is not there. Okay, so we can say there is very less interaction among these two charts, right? Maybe some of the countries we might be able to find in these two given graphs. Let me see a bit closely. Finland, do we have Finland in? Yes, we do have. Yes, Finland in both the graphs. In fact, there is an interesting finding that Finland, even after spending less number of hours on homework, still managing to get highest scores in science. Okay, so now we can see if any other country may be available in both of the charts. Let me see. Okay, let me see if South Korea is available in the graph of science scores in science. I guess we don't have. Anyways, you can see very less countries are available in both the graphs. To a very little extent, these two graphs are correlated. That's all we can say. Maybe a few countries are there and others are not. So depending upon thorough checking, you can write the report of such kind of diagrams. Let's move towards the structure of paragraphs. We need to have 4 paragraphs. So maybe you can write body paragraph 1 to describe a bar chart on the top, and in body paragraph 2 you can write to explain the bar chart at the bottom. Okay, so whereas in overview paragraph you may mention the interesting findings over here, like it is not that countries spending most of the time on homeworks could secure the highest scores in science, and also mention the name of countries with the highest and lowest values in the graphs, okay, for the year of 2015. That was about overview paragraph. So you need to mention the name of countries with the highest and lowest values for the year of 2015. Okay, we will do a lot of practice, so we are going to see how we are going to attempt these kinds of reports. Okay, the last one, last but not the least, so we have this process diagram, a geothermal power plant that is a natural source of producing electricity. We have geothermal zone. Okay, we can see, okay, geothermal zone, also called hot rocks lying underneath the surface of the ground. A natural source to run water into steam, a natural source to provide heat naturally, okay, because these are hot rocks. Maybe they are lying somewhere in America. Okay, a natural source to run water into steam. We insulate water from one end and get steam from the second end. So you can see in the diagram, and the steam ultimately passes through a turbine and produce electricity. Isn't it interesting? Yes, it is. So in this kind of report making, we can reply using 3 paragraph structure, right? Introduction paragraph, of course, paraphrase the question statement. Overview paragraph may contain the number of processes, like 5 over here. As you can see over the turbine, there's 5 written over there. I mean the 5 processes. And the final body paragraph step by step explain how water is converted to electricity. Okay, so let me conclude this report. Okay, it's very easy. I mean process diagram, it's gonna be very easy. Okay, so let me conclude my lecture over here. So this was the 4th one. So hopefully you get to know that how to decide the structure of paragraphs, the numbers of paragraphs we can have within a report. Although we did just 4 of these kinds, but there are many others. Okay, but we will see them one by one. Practically, I'm going to perform each and every task. I will prepare each and every report, and I will share with you guys, and so that you can find the vocabulary, you can find the synonyms, you can find number of things to learn. So hopefully you understand, you grab the idea. And in next lecture we will write a report on task 1, book 8, test 1. Okay, so that is the diagram. I'm not gonna read this now, just showing you the diagram. That is our next task. Okay, in the next video I'm gonna prepare a report on this diagram. Okay, and here we have pie chart and table, and we will decide the number of paragraphs and discuss each paragraph in detail. So this is the a larger format of this same diagram. Okay. So in the next video I'm going to prepare the report of this diagram. So we will discuss the number of paragraphs. We will go through each and every paragraph. Okay, so you have a lot to learn. So thanks for being with me. Hope to see you soon, and please subscribe to my channel and like my video. Thank you very much.